Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings impact President Biden's 2024 campaign. That's the concern a new report from the New York Times is raising, citing allies of the president saying he has a, quote, inability to say no to his son, creating avoidable distractions as he hopes to hold on to the White House. Let's bring in our political panel, former RNC National Press Secretary Cassie Smedile and former Biden campaign surrogate Kevin Walling. You know, Nancy Reagan said it well, just say no. But apparently he can't. And now it's impossible for the mainstream media to avoid this. Listen to what Katie Rogers wrote in the New York Times about the Biden's reaction to the fact that Hunter Biden could now be indicted on this gun charge. Quote, he plunged into sadness and frustration, according to several people close to him. Since then, his tone in conversations about Hunter has been tinged with a resignation that was not there before. Kevin, the fact that Hunter Biden seems to no longer be untouchable appears to be weighing heavily on the president.
Yeah, this is clearly a father in pain. You know, this is a man who has lost two children, something I can't even imagine. You're a young mom, you're a father. I can't imagine the grief that Joe Biden has gone through. And I think it's the impulse to hold his surviving son close and the fear of his son relapsing based on substance abuse. He started with alcohol. Obviously, we know the trials that Hunter has been on a personal level. And I think this fear that if he pushes him away, if he puts him in the basement, which would be a better political strategy for this president, but a terrible strategy as a father.
You know, I said the idiom just say no, but there's also, you know, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. And
right. And there's a lot of sympathy and certainly empathy given the pandemic going on in this country, the opioid pandemic, for Hunter Biden and for that father-son relationship that Democrats really like to call back to. But we are talking about business dealings. We're talking about money using his father's name to get millions of dollars for
every
his family.
presidential child or brother or
But
sister
what we're
has
talking
done
about is a president who can't say no to his son and say, you know what, this isn't a good look for us. This is going to cost me politically. And it is. There was a CNN poll out last week. 7 in 10 Americans now think the president was involved in the foreign business dealings. And there a lesser number of those, I think 4 in 10, said, and it might have been illegal. That's something he has to answer for now. And every time that Hunter Biden shows up on the balcony or on Air Force One or at the vacations, it's just another reminder to the American people that they're getting a special exception and they're not getting taken to task or haven't been traditionally until now. Even the New York Times can't ignore it.
I don't know if you're channeling the writer in the New York Times or if it's just so glaringly obvious, but here's call for number 3 here. Here's what she wrote about that. Allies of the president have deep respect for the bond that he has with his son, but have privately criticized Mr. Biden's apparent inability to say no when Hunter sought to pull him into business dealings. Some allies of the president say his loyalty to his son, inviting him to state dinners, flying with him aboard Marine One, standing on the White House balcony with him, has resulted in wholly avoidable political distractions. How much of an impact and how much of an influence is this Hunter Biden business going to have on the 2024 election?
Hey, John, and to Cassie's point, I think you're right. He's thinking as a father, not as a politician. The politically sound strategy would be to push him away, not hold him close, and not to, elevate him as a first son, the only surviving son. So we will see the political dynamics play out. I think Republicans are going to use this, certainly, as Jim Comer has over these last 8 months, in a whole-out assault prosecuting Hunter Biden without a shred of evidence yet tying the president to any of these business dealings to that point. But certainly I think Republicans are going to use this as a cudgel if Donald Trump is the likely nominee and say, OK, you have two kind of legal issues going on at the same time. Both are equal when we know they're certainly not.
Now you say without a shred of evidence, but there's a pretty big paper trail on money transfers from foreign countries to Hunter Biden. And
certainly with Hunter Biden, but no indication that Joe Biden at the time as vice president or senator was involved in any of those business decisions.
Except that the president has said, I never talked with my son at any point about business dealings. And we know that that was a lie that he and his staff have peddled for years. So again, there is this doubt that's being thrust on the public, and never mind the fact that you had the laptop that was censored by social media and media's and the allies in the media. So all of this is really boiling up in distress.
We have 14 more months of this.
I was about to say, you're channeling me. We got 14 months to talk about this, but we got to go for the moment. Sandra?
Thanks, John.
All right, John.